as Rose Lalone.
And I'm dressed as Roxy Lalone.
Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
I am Carol Ferris, aka Star Sapphire.
I am Lady Nightwing, Dixie Grayson.
Hipster Ariel.
And Hipster Belle.
Have you ever experienced harassment at cons?
Almost every con I've ever been to, I've been harassed in some way, shape, or form, even ways that people don't necessarily find as harassing.
Personally, I've actually worn this costume, like going just to other places, and do a flying bird kick is a thing I get a lot, which is where she turns upside down and does a split, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, and people think it's and people think it's okay, which I mean they think it's funny, and it's something where you don't really want to go up to a group of people and be like, hey, that's not cool, don't do it, and nobody's really gonna check them anyway.
Yes, I have.
I had a cosplayer I did not know jump on my back and place their hands over my eyes. I ended up falling and scraping up both of my knees.
Yeah, we definitely had to deal with that. I think the worst for me was New York Comic Con last year. I literally couldn't move, and it's one thing to have people taking pictures of you, but my friend was dressed as Fifth Element, and so she had her whole backside kind of out, and there was actually guys that were trying to take underskirt shots of us and things like that, and it was completely uncalled for.
I've had random people take my picture without permission, and I've had people catcall me and just generally make me uncomfortable.
Yes, and especially at cons. When I was 16, I went to Otakon in Baltimore. It was my first con. I was really proud of this Chi-Chi costume I made myself, and some guy who was 6 years older than me thought it would be okay to just pick me up in a hug and spin me around without even saying hi first. It's really scary.
It's more so people taking pictures without asking, taking pictures of our butt, asking, coming behind you creepily and taking a picture, we're more than happy. Obviously we're wearing these costumes, but we're more than happy to pose for you or to take a picture if you look at me like a person and not like a thing.
How did that make you feel?
How anybody who's harassed would feel, it's obviously not right, and the people doing it know it's not right, but it feels like you're just a speck of dirt on the ground. You're absolutely nothing, and it doesn't matter to them how you feel. So.
Unfortunately, we kind of had to have our guy friends with us to prevent that from happening because they could get in the way, but it's nice if just you and I can go to a Comic-Con and not have to worry about that at all.
I felt like I wasn't seen as a person, I was just another prop, and that's a really shitty feeling.
One time, this man stopped my friend and grabbed her arm and wouldn't let go, and kept calling her beautiful and saying he had to get to know her, and it was very scary, and we eventually ran away, but the security didn't do anything about it.
People think that because we're dressed like this that we're asking for it. It actually kind of made me uncomfortable, the thought of coming as Chun-Li this year, because I was worried about possible stuff. So my other costume was something a lot more covered up.
It made me generally uncomfortable to cosplay in public, and it made me not want to do what I love to do. It made me scared to be in the convention area.
It tarnished the experience.
Yeah.
Generally, it made both of us feel very unsafe as cosplayers.
It's not an excuse to treat me like I'm some sort of sex thing that is here for your pleasure. I'm here because I love this character and I want to embody it in my own way, and you have to treat me with respect.
If there were policies and an anti-street harassment mobile unit at each Comic-Con and sensitivity training for the staff within the Comic-Con or conference, would that make you feel safer?
That would make me feel so much safer.
Absolutely. I feel like a lot of cons, even though they are very anti-harassment, if you go to someone and say, oh, this so-and-so is harassing me, oftentimes not very much is done about it. And if there was something that could help that would make me feel a lot more comfortable.
I feel like it gave me a lot more options as who I could cosplay as, because, like I said, even this, like, I feel like I'm completely covered up, but people still see it as an invitation to say sexual things.
Absolutely, because I felt after that happened like there was nothing I could do about it, and knowing that there was someone who would take it seriously would have made a huge difference.
Definitely.
That would be fantastic. It would make me feel better because there will actually be people going around and saying, like, don't take a picture of a cosplayer without their consent. Like,